too much from last week. Everything should pretty much just stay the same. Last week was an interesting one because I got the Monday and Tuesday session done, which was the session I missed out on the week before, which was back and arms. Arms was the only day that was a bit of an issue because I had heaps of exercises. I think I had about 11 or 12 totals, so 6 per muscle group, which is just absolute overkill, and I didn't end up actually finishing the session because it was that long. So it just gives you an indication on how kind of overcrowded and kind of there's doubling up in quite a few exercises. So I've cut that right down to instead it's going to be about 3-ish exercises per muscle group instead, so 6 total. So pretty much just cutting it in half. The intensity and the volume will stay the same, progressively overloading each week. This time it's not overkill. Other than that, that's pretty much the only adjustment I've made out of the program. It's like today is going to stay the same. Arms are changed. Hamstrings will stay the same now that I've fixed up my form. So that should be good. Chest will stay the same. Might just be adjustments on like where the cables sit, all that type of stuff. I have thought about a potential modification because I've always wanted to do kind of cable flies but seated, but I'd feel weird bringing a whole seat over just to do cable flies and taking up all that space. So I had a thought I could use the Iso-Lateral Cable Row machine that I use on today face backwards. So that way I've got the back of the chair on my back instead of my chest, and then I could try it that way. So that could be a alternative option, because I could use that for flies and like cable chest press / crossovers. And it would also allow me to do single arm as well if I need it. So it could be on the table, only because I have a feeling that there's going to be a certain amount of weight on the cables until I'm just going to get thrown back, where I can't actually drive through and complete the movement. Whereas if I had a seat or a pad behind me, it would eliminate that issue. So it's just an idea I'm throwing out. Probably give it a couple of weeks, see how I progress in terms of strength on the exercise, and then go from there. So I'll just take it kind of week by week. And then quads will stay the same as well, just keeping up the intensity, still trying to progressively overload. I like doing some heavy squats, so that should stay nice and consistent. But other than that, everything's going good. I'm enjoying the new program. Looking forward to trying to build some good size. The cut's a bit more of a reduced body fat rather than a pretty strict cut now. Diet's just kind of gone all out of whack with traveling, getting back, and trying to get back to normality. So it didn't end up being as strict as I would have liked and hoped, but kind of maintain just the calories that I'm eating at the moment. Still trying to reduce fat, still keeping up the cardio. So if I just keep that consistent, I think in the future, if I did want to really just shred down, then I could. But I think for the moment it's just a bit more of a mindset is more what's been modified. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I still need to give it its due time. Still just chipping away, so we'll just see how that all goes. Yeah, other than that, everything else is going good. Yeah, keeping up with the cardio, keeping up with abs. So yeah, just overall doing pretty well. Loving the new program. Yeah, can't really complain. So yeah, I'll probably just leave it here. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you went to the gym. Whether you're going to go to the gym this week. Yeah, keep active. Do your cardio. I'll catch you in a little bit when we start doing some back. So I'll see you then. Alrighty, back and forearms are done. Really good day today. Happy with all the exercises. We got a fire drill in the middle of today, so that kind of threw things a little bit out of whack. Still got the machines I wanted, it was just more the pump and the momentum kind of faded a little bit, but what can you do? It's got to be done. Yeah, rest of the session went well. Strength is a little bit off, but tried to keep the intensity nice and high. Yeah, just tried to squeeze with all my might with every exercise. Adjusted the Iso cable row, so that way the seat was dropped down a bit more, so that way rather than I guess coming through kind of like a mid pull, it was a bit more lower. I just found I could get more drive with the cable kind of finishing with my hand at like my hip level than when it was higher up. Felt, yeah, I could get more of a stretch and actually feel it a lot more in my back, especially because, you know, I guess the counter to that is that, you know, I've just done 2 wide you know, exercises. You know, I'm doing the 3rd one, but with the cable rows, those kind of make up for it because they're going a bit from, you know, high to low and more focusing on kind of my upper back. At least that's what's in my mind when I'm doing that exercise. So it might look like I'm just doing kind of the mid section of my back for this entire day, but I'm purposely kind of thinking about the different sections of my back depending on the exercise that I'm doing. The end forearms went really well, really good pump. You know, doing those 30-second breaks are a bit of a killer. And I pyramid as well, so obviously you guys don't see the weights that I'm doing, but I started with a lower weight, nice and easy one just to warm up, get some blood flow, then went right up to the top of what I know that I can do as a working weight, then went down to kind of just a normal-ish weight, then the final set went right down to where I started before. I find that kind of gives me a really good forearm pump, and it's enough where I'm progressing each week, and when you're doing it in 30-second rest as well, you know, the struggle is pretty much the same through all of it, even though the weight changes. But at the end, when I'm doing that 9 kilos, that feels to me like I'm back on the 13, where I top set, because 30-second break is a very short break, and it's just trying to squeeze the living shit out of my forearm, and yeah, keeping the intensity really high. So I find that's really good for that type of muscle. Especially if it's cables as well. It's a bit different when I guess you're doing, like, which I used to do as well, dumbbell forearm curls, where you lay your forearm either on your, like, quad where your wrist is over your knee, or on a bench, the same thing where your wrist is kind of sitting over the edge of the bench. And those are really good, really good forearm pump, good stretch. But I often found, for me at least, that 30-second rests weren't enough because of the amount of load on your wrist. I found that I needed a bit more of a break, just so that way I can let my wrist, have a nice rest. Let the pump was still there, but it was just mainly the pain or the tension in my wrist. I was waiting for that to leave. I've tried with wrist straps before, but the whole point of it is that you're curling with your wrist, and having a wrist strap prevents that because it's meant to keep your wrist in place. So it's somewhat counterintuitive. So that one's a bit different, but often I've found that even with resting on that exercise, the pump never really deteriorates. But for now, at least for this program, it's mainly just cables. Might go back and do those because I used to do dumbbell forearm curls with behind the back barbell curls, and they were really good as like a pair. But we'll see if we'll chuck them in next program. But for now, smashing out the cables. Happy with how today went. Excited for tomorrow to do arms, but this time a bit more achievable. I kind of just drill them down by that I'm doing each exercise specifically and not trying to double up as much. I've thrown a few in there that are double ups, but it's more enjoyment, and I know that it gets a really good pump, good stretch, and that's really good for either my bis or my tris. But overall, I've tried to structure it so that way I'm not just doing the same variation 3 times. It's one variation of one target area for one exercise, heavy and progressively overloading. So we'll see how it runs. If I need to increase it, decrease it, or swap it out, then so be it. But I'm excited to see how tomorrow goes. But for now, today's done. Good back pump. I've been sore, for ages. I mean, my back's only really stopped being sore as of like maybe a day or 2 ago, from last week. So my body's trying to adjust itself to the new program. But went for a massage, so that helped and got plenty of rest. So now it's got to break those muscles down again and build them up and try and get big. So yes, for the final time, I will leave it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. So I'll see you then.